So this is Rafi. Um, Rafi's owner came to me because she had recently um, saved Rafi from a rescue facility. He's 15 years old. So the owner wanted him to feel safe and loved and comfortable and happy living in his new home with his new human guardian. He was suffering from a lot of fleas, allergies, hay fever, also has arthritis of the spine, so possibly a bit of pain there, I would say. So she wanted to help Rafi with all of that. So it was interesting when I did the healing, the first thing that came up was microbes, and under the heading of microbes was parasites. So I needed to get rid of the fleas. And then a crystal came up. Now, I don't know if I'm going to say this right. Chrysoprase, which eases depression. It's very calming and balancing. It heals at a physical, mental, and emotional level and brings out inner talents, lightheartedness, and joy, and is very much associated with the heart chakra. Yeah, when I was saying half of the stuff, I can't know sort of what every single crystal on the planet does, or every single essence, or I'm not a person who kind of needs to know all of that. The healing will tell me what the animal needs. And I sometimes think it's actually a good thing for me not to be so intellectual about it, because it just allows the information to come in. I don't need to know all the stuff. I don't need to be so intellectual that I remember everything. It comes up, I can look it up and go, oh wow, that's for depression. No wonder that animal needs that, So I just allow things to come in rather than let the mental sort of get in the way. What came up for him too was lifestyle, specifically on a spiritual nature. He needed more nature. So the owner had made Rafi an indoor cat, but had an outdoor enclosure. And I said to her, oh, he needs some more nature. And so she ended up saying, oh, well, there's not much out there. So she ended up buying plants and stuff for in his enclosure, and he's a lot happier now. Essential oil came up for him, citronella, which is an insecticide that helps repel insects such as fleas and ticks. So that was obviously why that came up. His respiratory system needed clearing and balancing. I can do that too. That came up. I don't want to rave on too much here. I'll keep it as quick as I can. Emotional layer, low self-esteem came up for him. And when I questioned into it and allowed the information to flow, it was to do with his living situation whilst he was at a rescue when he was younger, because he was first picked up from a rescue. He lived with his previous owner for 10 years. So I also had to release brokenhearted from him, loneliness. All his chakras needed clearing and balancing. And he had ancestral energy associated with skin disorders, hay fevers, and allergies that I needed to release. And so after one healing, so 2 weeks after the first healing, I've still got to do another healing for him. But after the first healing, he became more self-expressed. He meows a lot more and chirps and is a lot more expressive in what he wants. He loves being stroked now. His fleas are all gone, then that's just through the energy healing, because I did actually give some advice as to things that could help eliminate the fleas as well on a natural sort of way. He uses his owner's shoes as a pillow now. He's become more playful. And after 3 weeks, what was happening actually after the first healing, he started hissing a bit when his owner picked him up to put him in the enclosure. So that's obviously him being more self-expressed, saying, hey, I'm not happy with this. After 3 weeks, the hissing actually stopped because the owner realized that he wanted to walk to the enclosure on his own with her by his side. So he would happily trot off into his enclosure with her walking beside him. And he's quite happy in his enclosure now, and he goes and chews on a little bit of cat grass and whatever she's provided with him, which is really lovely. He's become a lot more affectionate, and he now waits for his owner at the window and meows at her when she gets home, and sleeps with her on the bed. So that's just after 3 weeks of healing. I find with animals, dogs sometimes usually take the longest to integrate the healing. Horses are extremely sensitive, and as are cats. They're a lot more sensitive and tend to integrate the healing a lot quicker.